go.
What's today? Tuesday?
All day.
Okay. Yippers.
Let's see if we get a notification. There we go. Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Hello. Get a notification.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Sherry.
It's getting ready.
Everybody's at home probably cooking right now.
Maybe.
Deviled eggs. Anyway. So,
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Dawn, Sarah.
Yes, we're on.
Yes. Yes. So we'll wait till we get to a certain point, but I think everybody, some people are around families, some of us are not.
Correct.
It's just a normal day for us. But
Our normal weird days now. Yes.
Right?
Because that's the new normal. Weird. Dawn is watching a chef prepare mincemeat pie. Look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, Italian ricotta pie. Nice.
Prime rib. That sounds good.
Except for us vegans, but that's okay. More for you.
Well, the thing is like I went to town the other day and I was supposed to go with my son and get stuff, and then the biggest mistake I always make is go eat somewhere in town, and then it's instant where your body goes, no, this is not real food. We don't eat this. And you're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to show you, do not eat this stuff, right? So it just upsets me all the way through that I'm trying to get groceries. I'm like, see? Small quantity meals. Don't eat that other stuff that they make because you don't know what's in it. Not at all.
Oh, Buck's in a food coma. You may not make the whole show. Thank goodness we have replays, Bucks. But I think those of us in the show are probably going to need to watch the replays a few times ourselves.
Oh yeah, tonight.
It's going to be one of those shows.
Sorry guys, it is a today was one of those things where I got into doing certain things, and then all of a sudden something came in and presented so much information in a different way that I've been asking for years and years and years and years, and then all of it was just hit at once. And so I'm still trying to process that information along with downloading all this stuff that we needed to talk about. So yeah, there's a lot to process. My seat is moving. Okay. So yeah, I mean, and so it's funny because we always I always go back to what Spirit wants me to do, and I avoid it. You push it aside. And guess what? We're back to the chairs, and and they may not be able to get me to do it all at once, but they are picking and choosing which ones they're gonna throw at me. So this one's interesting because I didn't expect the way they presented it, and showing what it's attached to.
Right.
So yeah, I think me and Jeep were in that hat and sweatshirt process today,
Mode.
and no makeup day. We're good with that. And I'm good. I don't know. I have a lot of caps that I wear and stuff like this, and this is poured today. What is yours? What is?
That's it. I have this is my We Miss Gail
Yes.
hat.
Miss Gail. Yes.
Tribute to Gail. It's my closest thing I have to a Gail
Yes.
hat. So
It is though.
we miss
It's
her.
a nice color though. Yes.
Thank you. She'll be
She
back.
will. She's getting realigned. So anyway, let's just waiting for. Is the chat going? Hold on, I have to look at.
Yep, the chat is running.
Okay, there.
Luckily.
I hate looking down on my phone. I have to look at it this way. You see that going on your end?
Stop for a second.
Yeah.
All right, let's test. Oh, there we go. Angela's got a thumbs
Okay.
up. We're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. No makeup day.
That's okay.
We're good. So
we're not really entertainers. So
no, we're not. No, and
Let's
I
just
don't
get
have
the
any
info
red
out.
lipstick either.
No.
I don't think
neither.
I've ever had red lipstick. Ever. Yeah, I remember my grandma used to wear that. And then they would get on their teeth and no, I'm not wearing red. So anyway, it's just something. So we're gonna first start on now. To warn you, these are downloads and they come in the way Spirit presents them. And as you know, me, and if there's a new person that is on YouTube and is very confused and has a complex look of like, what the hell is Jen saying? These are downloads.
Right.
And so you're going to have to watch it over and over to understand how it's linked up in a spiritual language, is the way I want to say it. It is not going to be plain dialogue of English. It is going to be downloaded. So this is a download of a lot of information. And if you've listened to my stuff in the past, some of this activity stuff is kind of representing in a different way. But there is something in there that people wanted to get into a second half of this is California. And so I did a little bit of a download on that today. And we're going to talk about how that's connected. And remember, do not shoot the messenger. That's all I'm going to tell you on that one. Right, Jeep?
Right.
Do not shoot the messenger on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start. Actually, let's take a couple questions before we get into the download. If they want to present a couple things. So before we get into it.
Guys, if you got a question, that'd be good. If you can put it in caps, that'd be great too. Thank you.
Everybody's at home chilling. This weather is a little crispy though.
Hard to get between cooking timers.
Right.
Or watching us in the kitchen while they're cooking.
Right. I know.
Tim lowering my row. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Right. Any comments on the nonstop fog?
Now, we had ice capsule looking stuff in Minnesota. So the fog is important, but I mean, everything right now I think is camouflaged, to cover what's going on above. You can kind of sense that cool, crisp air, as I would use that reference to getting out of our planet and right into space. It's a cool, crisp air, which is actually refreshing. in that realm. So this fog, I think, is just it's a cover up, and I would be looking for anything spiritually for fog. It comes to a low level, so I would be interested in what you're getting, and then I'd be telling people at that time if it feels like it's a real cover up, you'd be paying attention outside in the sky. San Diego's thick, huh? Yeah, having a drink. Hello. Turn pink. Turn pink. So, turn pink.
That's it. Okay.
Please go pink. That's what we want. Pink
Yep.
and yellow, as you'll find out tonight.
That's right.
Pink and yellow.
Okay, next question. Is this a time of personal cleansing stage?
A time of what?
Are we in a stage of personal cleansing?
I think emotionally we are. Physically we are. I mean, it's coming all at once. I mean, I don't really see how we're able to hold on to anything. It feels like it's just getting rid of all from the past, everything that we don't need. It's not only that, it's planning. You feel like you're planning your future a little more. I mean, there's so many people that I know, they're planning to move. You know, so moving. I'm one. You will be in the future. I mean, there's many that we're feeling the shift.
Right.
Solar flash happening. I think this download tonight will kind of explain a little bit of that, Sherry. Calling, yes.
Oh, Miss Colleen.
Yes, I haven't seen her in a while. She's been busy,
Yeah.
busy. So this the stuff that we're feeling, the emotion that you're feeling, like I was just in my kitchen tonight, and it felt like was walking on hot. My feet were hot, and I'm just like I had to put rubber soles on the bottom of them because it's just the energy's coming in.
Yeah.
And it was what 2 days ago. Human residence was calm. It was nice. We were good.
Yeah. Didn't last long.
Nope.
No.
Just a tease. Here you go. You're not getting the whole effect on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let's talk about we're going to get into the West Coast on that too.
Right.
I'm angry, and tired. And that has to do with the fact, check who you're around. Most people, they don't want to be around anybody unless they're at that higher vibration, because then they're just instantly triggered or picking up the perception of that information. And then, I mean, we're going into understanding things different. You're picking up information different now. And where before everybody was like, just ignored it. And now you're tuning into it. Boom. Nope. I'm not going to go down that path. I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down that bridge. That's the whole thing. So, I mean, we are going into a process as we're just picking up information all the time, and we're avoiding certain situations. We're not writing that out. We're like, nope, we don't want it.
Right.
Where before we were just completely submerged in it.
Yep. And you deal with it, and then you'd have to deal with the after effects of it. But now it's, I know it's paying attention more. Yeah.
So as we're talking about that, let's talk about the 30-minute downloads where they give it to you. They download into it, and we're in a comatose state like this.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you wake up and go, wait a minute, I gotta get up. I gotta function. But you can feel it. These 30-minute increments of it gets queasy, and then all of a sudden you're passed out, which a lot of us don't like sleeping anyway. So I find it funny that we're able to get to that point, and then you're all of a sudden alert and awake, and then it's over. But that's happening a lot.
Yeah.
A
More
ton.
often.
So, I mean,
And I think you and I have gotten to the point where we're like, don't even fight it anymore. Yep, feel it coming on. I'm going to go lie down now. I know it's coming. I'm just going to go lie down.
right. And you can put the grounders on. You can put the crystals on. You can put the heating pads on. I mean,
Nope. You got to conk off. Yeah. Yeah.
it's, and I think I had one, Donna, who's a student of mine. She's talking about her buying the mass of the biggest heating pad that you can lay on. Like, they have one like that, do they? You know, so
This looks tempting.
it is tempting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's changing.
Right.
Okay, we can go to another question.
Okay. Let's see. When are they taking the masks off? Do you see those coming off soon?
Oh, goodness.
Be nice to see for sure.
I wish they had some type of can spray thing or a horn that we could legally just go up to and go, you know, or some type of thing that says, here's your sign. You know what I mean? Because it's the programming.
Yeah.
And people don't understand those masks have affected our environment. They have found them on the beach everywhere. People are just throwing them. They have done the opposite of anything that they were supposed to have done in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, with seeing, well, I don't know, but when I see people with that mask, I just look at them like, really? We're still doing that? You're still at this process of thinking that's going to work?
Right.
No.
Right.
It's bad. Yeah, I mean, so I don't make them feel comfortable. I just ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
But
And it seems like they're faltering with how the masks are put on. Almost like they're put on wrong so that people can really tell that yes, it's a mask, but no one's saying anything.
yeah, like Debbie saying, I want a cattle prod for these masks.
Oh, there you go.
Jeez. Because we're like, how much more does it take to know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was trained in OSHA, and those are not the masks, the filters, and you have to twist them on, put them to a certain filter, and they are thick. There's 3 or 4 layers of them, and you twist them on. So those are the certified masks for a situation like that. That whole thin little tampon they're putting on their mouth that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. If I saw someone driving in their car with one,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to resist. It would be bad. I would have to say so. I'm sorry. It's too much. Sometimes we just go, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, it's interesting. We'll take one more question, and we'll start to go into some of this.
All right, we'll go to another section. Do you still think that we'll be receiving the RV before 2025?
Yes.
Okay.
And it has to be, or we're going to a different situation because it has to come in. It has to be implemented. There's no choice. There's not, we have no choice to do it. Or as they would say on X, more, and I mean that in the way that they're down to that. They're not messing around on that situation anymore. But
right.
the signs that are there, I mean, I'd like to ask people to tell me, who do you think is alive anymore from the other side?
Oh,
Name somebody that was a part of that that's around.
right.
Mm-mm. I don't remember anybody. Can you think of anybody? Can you guys think of anybody?
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying. Do you want to know if things are getting done? They're getting done. We just need the RV, but it's the debt flip, drained, flushed down the toilet, completely dismantled, uh, shot up. In many of those forms. I mean, it's just
Right.
what it's serving. So yeah. So now let's go into the Ruby chair
Okay.
activation mode. So, and when Spirit showed these chairs, they are not in a process that these are chairs that are comfortable, that you're going to sit in. It's not that. They're an activation of energy. And whether the being that needs to be presented in them activates those energies or it doesn't. But there's an activation process that's involved in the situation. And this is something I never wanted the assignment of these. Never. Deny, deny, deny. Get someone else to do it. So that's the way it's been through this process. But they're slowly, here you go. Here's another one. Here's another one. The activation of the ruby. Now, here we go. Remember, I'm going to read this several times in the way I channel it. So it's going to reference some of the information from the past. And this is part of what you're asking about. You know, it's connected to why is it, the Jubilee and the Ruby. I mean, I don't know. What are the signs of all these activation crystal form process? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it is interesting, isn't it? Right
And they
now.
seem all connected
So
in an odd way.
we here's a example of a picture that I just want to give you that me and Jeep found because my day did not go the way I wanted it. So
Yeah.
think activation and not in a chair form, but of an energy form, in a dimension form, in that process. It is important that you understand that activation, what it's going to bring in, what is a part of that. So I'm going to go back to showing our faces again. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So chair activation ruby. So this is connected to the royal energy. Now get out of the 3D on what you mean as royal. This is energy. This is not a being of potential of one being. It is the royal. Well, it is a little bit, but the royal energy, and there's only connected to certain energies that can collect it, wear it, activate it, all of this. So as it is connected this ruby chair is connected to the golden ages, which will roll out, and it is an activation process right now. So and that's where you see the chair. It has the gold around it. And it just seems like that's the theme. And then you're seeing a lot of that gold particle everywhere. It's part of the process. You see it around those colors. So we're going to get into more of that. So the chair of an activation, the ruby, is connected to the royal energy, which is connected to the golden age, which is going to roll down the mountain. And I've done the drawing
before, yeah,
of the female, and she's above the mountain, and gold particles are coming down off the mountainside. It is a golden activation process that is happening. We are going into the golden ages. Look for the wealth to change. So this activation of the ruby that is connected to the royal energy, that is connected to the golden ages, which they get down to how the gold dust is going to be coming down the mountain. And that's all this. They've been showing you signs of this. They've been showing you how this activation is going to start and what it looks like and all that stuff. So it's important. So we use these other words, and we're like, if we don't recognize those words, it's like, it's not happening, right?
right.
But we have to go back and look at things in the past to understand what they are saying. So looking for the wealth to change, the golden age. So we're looking for the word money. And you better be looking for golden age and the jubilee, all of those words that they're using. And maybe if you look at it different, then seeing an activation on a different way. This is another thing that Spirit has been telling me about is the weather. I kept getting, do you think you're going to have the winter that you're expecting to have? And I kept getting this warm climate coming. Why? Why would it come? Because our world is changing. And so it's look to the weather for change. As a warmer energy changes. Wouldn't that be weird? Right in the middle of winter, all of a sudden,
It goes tropical.
it's freaking warm. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Ruby's my birthstone too. Yeah, isn't that funny?
Isn't that interesting? Look at that.
Isn't that interesting? That's interesting.
We say that a lot when you're downloading. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. So, warmer climates, where you're not expecting it, and for a change like that to come in. We're supposed to be getting warmer weather, and I think Kim and John were telling me it was warm down in Texas, and so there's some pay attention and not looking at things in a way that you're expected to see weather roll out, because nothing that we have seen in the last year is normal anymore in this process. So yeah, it'd be interesting in what people are getting on weather across this world and how it's changing. So I'd wonder to see that. So as we go with that, then it says, as animals will come down to the mountains and start to stand among us. And I've talked about this before, this activation with the animals and their behavior changing in a different way. And And they're showing me an activation process coming in with that. And just, they're led by their own drum. They're led by their own energy. They're led by their own frequency. They're led by something huge that's going to show you an activation in a different way. Look to the skies to see a new star. Now, that doesn't mean it's a 3D star. That doesn't mean it's that type of star. You just need to look to the skies. Look to the skies to see a new star that will seal the golden ages. All this is all together. It coincides as one together, you know. So, again, nature is communicating with you. Our environment's communicating with you. The words need to change of how we see it. That old process we need to get out of. By the way, after I'm doing this, I'm doing a mini update in Telegram. So,
yeah, pre-recorded video.
There's no sleep tonight. There's no thing. It's not existing tonight at all. So activation mode is among us. Activation mode is among us. I know we can't see the stars, right? Because there's clouds and everything's hidden. But I think when that part is important, it's amazing how the skies will clear up when they want us to see something.
Right.
Just don't know why that happens. Okay, so let's go into... Actually, I'll take some more questions before I go on to another page.
Alrighty. Let's see. Are we going to see a lot happening starting January 20th?
I think before. I honestly believe January 1st and 2nd. I think it's rolling out. I don't think it's going to be the 20th. I think it's going to be the first week in January.
Okay.
Boom. You know, and I'm talking about, let me put it in a different format. A writing of an energy that you can feel that's consistent, that is, things are writing out and feeling a flow of positivity, a flow of things getting done, a flow of dismantling, a flow of creativity, a flow of everything. And once that starts, that flow is not going to stop. And I'm like that whole process that I'm seeing more and more of. Judges, attorneys, corporations. Bye-bye. Yep. Bye-bye. It's time. That's coming.
Right. Good. Alrighty. Let's go across the water. Any news for, I believe it's Northeast UK?
I think that's in a layer. I think it's right just below the layer, sitting in, like, you know how they're all waiting to go to war, and underneath they're just all planned and everything's waiting, and they're just ready to flip the weeds across, and they're all coming out with their guns and everything. I'm just telling you, I feel it, and it's going to happen at night. So I just feel this thin layer that's just there. That's all I feel. And how do you test that? You know, you test the strength. You see how the old regime, either they have strength or weakness. And this is a time to push it, actually, a little more, is to push how strong they are. I mean, but a part of this, humanity has to be a little bit activated in some of this process. They can't just thinking they're going to sit back and nothing's going to happen. It has to happen. in some way. And I know you're going to see it in the States in a different way once this goes through. What everybody's been prepared for, and that is hold the line, hold your shield, brush your dust off your knees. The whole process is there. It's just you're not seeing it because you don't know it's in an activation mode, but it's there. So yeah, I believe and I feel that energy with that is just holding back. And then, like I said, it's going to just take one country or one region that's going to start a trickle effect, and then it's just going to carry an energy.
Right.
So this is the thing. In the past, we had to look at us as like divided in continents and countries, and now we have to start to look at it as one together. They've been telling you that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still not receiving that or understanding or getting that it's one together completely across the board. So it's important that we do, because we're still looking at things in different countries, but the strongest countries on it's the verge of the collapse.
Mm-hmm.
So these minor, smaller, they're already in line, especially Canada. That was always going to be the weakest one. The weakest leader. Not even other leaders respect him. I'm just saying. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is a whole trickle effect on that.
Okay.
It's a whole trickle effect.
Right.
So let me go with some more questions and
Another one? Would you say that there's more like 12 hours to a day than 24? Like before? Does it feel like it?
I feel
Feels
like
it.
So we usually get to sleep at 3 a.m. and we wake up at 7. So I think I'm longer. I don't have the desire. I can imagine sleeping 8 hours. There's just no way.
Right.
It's so impossible. It's just not there.
Mm.
I wonder if we're going into a process where we don't need sleep. Can you imagine all the stuff we get done?
I know.
That would be amazing.
I wouldn't mind it as long as I didn't have that tired feeling.
That's what I'm saying. No exhaustion, no tiredness.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. We would be getting a lot of humanity projects done quick.
Oh, there is a lot to do though, so hey.
Right? There is. I'm just saying.
That's true. Okay, here's another one. Do you think the process of the soulless beings will be removed from our reality soon?
What a dream. Yes, I do. And I think it's already happening because, listen, you guys, their karma's hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Their karma's coming in and they don't even understand why it's happening. They literally do not understand why their karma's coming in.
True, they don't.
It is amazing. I don't know why this is happening to me. It normally doesn't, because I get away with everything and it doesn't happen and I get to be soulless on this earth. Well, now it's coming in and they are not used to that happening. And so in this concept of when all this is recognized for what it is, that stone cold look is going to be there. And remember, the one thing that's coming is, don't bring it up. Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I'm telling you, the narcissism across the board on those soulless souls are just going to be rampant on don't you talk about it. And then when they're stuck watching one program that they cannot watch their normal programs that they want to watch, it's going to get worse. You're going to see a bit of freakouts. You're going to be screaming and pushing the narrative that, this is the way it is. Not no more. Not no more. So, yeah. But remember I talked about how the twin flame would come in and how it just intercept. And I think in the same way of these souls, but Spirit showed me the self-combustion on some of them, and then some of them would just completely a new soul that you would recognize. So I'm wondering how that whole effect is going to happen. That's going to be interesting.
Right.
Because I'm sure there's several different dismantling phases that we can go into. And it's like watching a neighbor this is my example, watching a neighbor, that's just completely negative. It's across the board. It has the Trump syndrome, hate, 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 hate.
Yeah.
If you see one of those, and all of a sudden they are love and light and they are happy as can be, at that point you're like, that ain't them. That ain't them. So, and then I would be asking them, where are you from? What's your last name? I mean, asking details because we would know, because
What?
and here's the test for that. Here, guys, have them hold a Trump sign.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, that'd be
Have
funny.
them hold a Trump sign, and they have no response to that, no reaction to it, and they're all love and light. That has changed out. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. And I'm looking forward to it in a big way, in a strong way of seeing that happen. So yeah, it'd be nicer for this world to have nicer beings here. We would all love it. So
We
yeah.
would. I think some of us would still be a little taken aback because we're just not used to it.
Right.
But yeah.
And this is the thing too, like when we have to go out and get our hair dyed. That's the only thing that will get us out of the house.
Investing in more hats.
Yeah. Today's not the excuse on both of us. We're just like,
no, we're just, it's been a day.
But yeah, I think when that whole world has changed and everybody's in a positive aspect of things. But I do believe that I've been seeing post on a certain M because Kennedy is talking about it going down soon. And that is going to be a dismantling phase of we were all raised on that. I'm sure a lot of us worked there when we were young and teenagers and all that stuff. And when the doors are shut down and that's completely dismantled, it's another dysfunction that's going to happen. But you're seeing it department stores there's lists and lists of stuff that's going down. It's happening in front of us completely.
Yeah.
Yes, that is right, Glenn.
Right. Yes, that's correct.
Yep. Completely. And it'll be interesting what they replace it with. Completely.
That would be interesting. Would it be like a fresh food kind of
It
place?
would be nice, right?
Yeah, or
fresh. Because
just,
when I go into town, I just drive right by. I don't even acknowledge them. I don't even know what they are anymore. I just trash. To me.
Even the smell, like when you drive by, is that lingering smell of whatever it is.
It's not good.
Right. Okay. Good for another question? Or
We'll go one more question, and then we'll get back to the focus.
Okay. Let's see. That giant 1,500-page bill that's in the house that's filled with stuff that's not good for us. What are your insights on that? Anything?
The GMOs?
The 1,500-page bill where they want to kind of lock us down and make all these things that
Nope.
keep us from listening.
That happens. It's war. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
They already know.
Okay.
I like to see them push it now. Who's going to push it?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Everybody else is
Right.
worried about going to jail that can implement it right now. They're worried about who's going to knock at the door. So unless you're getting liberal guardians that come in and do that, I'd like to see that. So, no.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty. We have a few more questions, but if you want to do your thing,
Okay.
we'll get back to them. It's up to you. You might actually end up answering some of them. That happens sometimes. Right.
Okay. So here, let's go into California. Do not shoot the messenger. Everybody's asking about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but don't shoot the messenger. Okay. So basically, we're at a point that you basically need to stand ground and stay in the area that you're in. You can't go anywhere. It's not going to do any good right now. You just need to stay. By now, you have made that choice. It's already at that point where you know that you got to stay and ride it out. Okay, because listening to the rumble of the sounds in the sky is first. This is goes to two different countries that it's talking about on this, or Mexico and then California, the state. So, so listening to the rumble sound in the sky first. So you're hearing an echo, hearing a sound, hearing a frequency. Horn will sound. Horn will sound. The earth will move. Stay where you are again. By now you have made a choice. Listen to the rumble and the sound in the sky. Horns will sound. The earth will move. And then it says, I see Mexico will be hit hard with a crack in the ground. So then there will be a chain effect from that. A chain effect from that. So I see Mexico will be hit hard with a crack in the ground. But he asked me to relook at this. California, do the drawings. So they're showing me this crack that goes up through Mexico to the coast by the water. So there is a chain effect with that. Will rumble. It will rumble. Bridges will come down. Water will make waves. Hear the horns again. So this is showing consistent sounds of this. So somehow on that West Coast, it's just part of this process that is supposed to be witnessed and seen, which is a lot of it is you've seen parts of deterioration happening, and that's why I talk about deterioration of bridges, deterioration of ground, soil, all that stuff. So bridges will come down, water will make waves. Hear the horn sound again. Oceans will open. The coast line. Water will disappear. So when water is, so you just say a chain effect that happens, and then all of a sudden the water goes in opposite direction. Where's it going? Where did it go? Okay. And this is not like a wave thing. I'm seeing it go in the ground because of an opening. So that's what's going to be interesting about this, because, and remember I showed you like how Hollywood like opening up and cracking and seeing just levels of that below.
Hmm.
So the ocean will,
So that pulling away is similar before like a tsunami starts when people see
right,
that
but
water just recede.
I'm not seeing,
Not that there's a
right,
tsunami, but it's that same vision of the water
exactly, and I'm not
receding.
seeing it in that water coming back into the lands. The only area that I'm seeing is an area that they want to create water to form into. So you have a scenario of this happening. You got to ask yourself, we know this isn't nature. We know there's environments involved in this, and why it's going to accumulate the way it is. Because it's always going to happen. Just playing with a toy.
Okay.
So oceans will open up to the coast line. Water will disappear. The plates will shift. Houses will fall as Creator takes back its coast. Coast. I always told you, don't be living on that coastline. Don't be living close to that water, because you're going to see Creator say, "That's mine," and that's gone. So the plates will shift. Houses will fall as Creator takes back what is his.
Right.
People are like, They wanted it. They wanted me to ask. Yeah. I'm sorry, but this is what they're saying. There's a lot of detail in this, you know.
I have your older drawing up there if you're interested in posting it, but I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to redo that too.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna update the picture, and God, those are old, and new ones are gonna be completely different.
Yeah, but it's something.
Just taking those coasts. Wow.
Someone else has it.
Yep. So we're gonna end up seeing what happens, you know, on this as it rolls down. It rolls up right there. Right there. This shifts out. Grand Canyon. And that's the thing, you know, where they show that picture of that Grand Canyon looking splitting, which resides with that that opening that they're talking about with the water. So I'm wondering how that's gonna happen with that situation. So not trying to be negative, just trying to tell you exactly what I'm getting. Right. So the plates will shift, and then will fall as the houses will fall as Creator takes back what is naturally his. So we can take some questions on that, because
any questions on that particular?
Right. Don't shoot the messenger.
Right. Do you mean the Oregon coast as well? Mostly California, or is Oregon in trouble too?
I'm not getting Oregon. I've never got that. I got California on that. They haven't even. The only thing they showed me on that is their own people destroying certain things and It's more emotional and a chain effect on that side of things. That's funny. The next beach holiday will be in Vegas, Las Vegas. So yeah, let's that's that part in there.
Is San Diego part of the
No.
fall?
We've been Pacific on that for some reason. And there's a lot of, you guys understand, there's a lot of military there, a lot. And we're talking a big base. So somehow, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
nope, it's not part of it.
Okay.
Well, let's say California people are not bad. It's just that they're living in a situation that's going to dismantle. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that there are some that were wickedly bad, but yeah, being prepared is the best way in a situation, because it is going to affect us to watch it. It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt if people really get hurt in a situation, and it's hard to yeah. So be aware, be alert, pay attention. Part of Arizona is connected to California. No. No. I'm not. I never. I get that from there. We can go on some other questions if they don't want to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, we can move on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, will we hear the trumpet sound soon?
Yes.
California might first.
Yes, I think we're being tuned into that frequency and that sound. Also, I want to get you guys now. Jeep knows we talked about this earlier tonight because I got information on him and all that. But I want you to go on to X and
I can add that.
is it?
There we go. Put this in there. Hopefully,
and you know me, I check energy out. I check a lot of energy out, and I also try to get answers and push people, and you know that. So I've asked him a ton of questions and stuff like that, and he knows stuff.
There you go. I put it in the chat.
Okay. In YouTube?
Right, it's in the live chat. For now, and then we'll put it in the, hopefully it posted. I don't know. Sometimes we have difficulty.
Oh, in the live chat?
In the live chat. Yep, I just typed it in the live chat.
Okay, let me go into... So it's the real John Fitzgerald. I'm going to let you say the last name because it's Kahlooni. JFK.
Kahlooni.
Go follow him on X. Go listen to what the message is. Go look for the documentation. Go look for the trail. Go do your research. Let me explain something to you. In this process, when stuff like this happens, you know, it's not like the truth has to come out in a slow drip sometimes and finally catch that steam of things, because what it is people that are looking for real connections with information. And once I hear or sense or feel that something is connecting in a spiritual way that keeps repeating over and over and over and over, then I feel it as a seer. I have to interact with it, and I interact with that being. And the words that I hear and the energy that comes from it, It's a different type of energy that is familiar, and so that is something that I do. I want to discover what's going on. So I am telling you, like the same way I have told you to go watch the wizard, you need to keep an eye on him, that energy, and pay attention to what he's saying and what they're implementing, what they're telling you, what they're warning you about, what's coming. However, that vessel is used in a good way, connecting with that. So, real John Fitzgerald Kahlooni, JFK on X.
Mm-hmm.
Now, watch, now that I've said this, now watch all these fake accounts pop up. I'm just saying, that's usually it goes.
Yeah, really.
But I've already filtered that process. And share his information, because when things get to a certain point, you need to be paying attention to those guidelines and information and signatures and seals across the board. So I
Right.
only say it when I feel it and Spirit tells me, and I'm just telling you, follow through with this. So
Right. Yeah, and later on we'll put it in the info box later too. Folks can get it.
Mm-hmm. So that's the whole thing, is the truthers, you know, they don't have millions of followers. They've been doing the work behind doors. That's not how it works. They have to do the work. They're untouchable. Sometimes you can't reach out to them in a certain way. And they're just like the whole thing with actual JFK, and that he's accessible and he's on YouTube. Nope, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I said, as we get down to the truth, you will see the truth that will come to the light. And that's what's going to happen. So let's go into another question.
Okay. You seeing anything in Richmond, Virginia?
Yes. And I just feel like a lot of vehicles, a lot of chaos occurring, I think there's two sides of, there's the light and the dark on some resistance in that. So you're going to see some of that. So that's something you're going to have to do. Remember those 17 cities? And I think it's one of those cities.
Okay. Thank you. Is the radiation leak in the water a scare event?
Do I feel like it's true? No.
Okay. Thank you. I guess if there is radiation in the water, they could test it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Axel on the real account is the X. God, he's got so many on there too. But if you find me on there, I have his stuff posted. Yeah, so
Yes.
I wouldn't share anything. So if you find me on X, you'll find his stuff on my page. So, and I think he's been working and putting his word out there, and I love it when he gets mad and he doesn't take it. You know, he really he's like, you know, it just will not take the crap. So it's interesting that he can be such a love and light, and I mean in a very good positive way, but is not. It's just the warrior side of all of us. There's certain amounts, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
love him too. So yeah, good ones. So I don't know. X is becoming the new news.
Seems to be, yes.
Telegram, Signal. I mean, I don't know
Right.
what those other ones are anymore. I never hear about them anymore. At all. Okay.
Couple more questions or no?
Yeah, we can take one.
Okay. Question, Trump's push to buy Greenland, is it because there's nefarious actions under the ice sheet?
I feel so, that it needs to be dismantled. Part of it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Do you know when the 13th month will start?
I think it'll be this year. So we'll see in January how they present things and how they change things that I do. Yeah. So our new year, and how they're going to switch that into, they should be starting to present information.
So tomorrow there's this thing going on at the Vatican, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Will they be opening up portals, and will all the priests be there?
Well, let me go back to something you knew that I have drawn, and people that have been following me for a while. Now, opening something. Well, let me tell you, I'm going to say it now because I know about it, because Spirit showed me. There's a room that has candles around it, and there's one cup, and it's for ceremonies. And this is the thing. If there anything that needs to be dismantled, and this does not need to occur, and they don't need to go down below and do the ceremony, because there are innocent material on that cup. It is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It is sick. It is nasty. And that drawing I never wanted to do. I hated it. I hated doing it. I hated the fact what it does.
Yeah.
I hate just they leave that in a room by itself, because I want you to imagine how evil that is and how to drink from that. So this is the thing that does not need to happen. That does not need to happen, because it's bad. So
Mm-hmm.
that, even giving that attention, when I'm just saying of that happening, and because it's not what's on the surface, it's what's going on beneath that angers me, that upsets me, that because the whole symbolism around it. You have to understand, there's cups for kings that are made of gold, and there's rubies around that too, and there's these other ones. It's all ceremonies in a different way, and I so hope that is dismantled in a different way, and they need to go down there and just completely tear that room apart. And whatever they do with that cup, it needs to be sent into a big, deep black box and dismantled.
Mm-hmm.
So that,
I wonder if a nice rotted God would take care of that one.
Zeus, hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
not a good deal. And that,
Right.
there's disheartening drawings I got to do, but that was one. I mean, there is not enough uh, tribunals. Is That's light compared to what they need to do to them.
Mm. Yeah. That's something totally needs to get taken care of on the other side of wherever they end up.
What's it called? The Holy Lake of Fire?
Yes.
Exactly. Completely. So, not good. And yeah, so big problem with me. So, it'd be a good time for an earthquake. It'd be a good time for Wrath of God. it would be anything to dismantle that whole process there.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what Creator does with this.
On a lighter note, Lenore, when do you see me in my George Jetson anti-gravity car? 2025.
We all want that. We all need it.
Need a laugh.
So I think we're already coming out. I posted something about the trains and other stuff that was coming out, and so and that's the thing. I'm like, I can't buy a new vehicle or anything like that because I'm like, put it a week later, and we're like, we could have bought that, you know, we could have. So I would hold off. And maybe this brand is bringing that in or whatever, but I think they're going to have to be part of the new history that brings in those. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not investing in anything new right now because it's not going to be new. The technology is going to be opening the floodgates and boom,
Right.
for everything. So yeah. So very soon, floodgates are coming.
Yes, great.
Cars that fly and move fast, and yeah.
Any info on Vancouver, Canada?
I don't know what's going on there. I mean, is there anything?
Picking up on it. I don't know. If that was the question.
I'm still in just a still moment. I'm not feeling anything except the Trump putting a flag going, United States. And what is it, the Panama Canal that he's working on that too?
Right, taking that over.
Yep. I'm just saying.
I know there's been a bunch of small earthquakes through that area, Panama and section.
Makes you wonder what was, yeah. Taking over territory and putting a flag. Putting another flag. Holding the line. Yes. So don't be surprised if something on that creek and the way it is, you see some type of something blown up or something dismantled. Don't be surprised.
Right, okay. Do you see anything else from Eastern North Carolina?
Just as I've talked about, that I feel that the housing, watching the funding and the money, watching that come in to make new communities and how they're going to live. We don't need big houses anymore. We don't. And I'm telling you, probably the people on YouTube that we have now, and all of us, we just want small, little areas. We don't want anything bigger than that, you know. We know, we understand content and getting rid of stuff we don't need completely. So yeah, I mean, you can feel that energy coming in right now. Boom.
A little bit. Yep.
Boom. Last YouTube, you guys didn't know that me and Chief were like, huh? Hello. We got off air. It was hitting hard.
Definitely.
It was kicking in. It was hard. Yeah.
It was.
It was bad. So, yeah. So let me get to okay, let's go. You know, I was referring to a song it's a song that I love, and it's called Something in the Orange. And it was just it showed I see sparks right now. It's weird. Yeah. Whoa.
Little ones?
Yes. Are you seeing it? Whoosh. This is I'm seeing sparks.
Maybe something's happening now. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Something in the orange. And you guys, I want you to listen to that song, not in the way of the fact of glimpsing at the reflection of the sun and the clouds and how you don't realize what you miss until that original sun is gone. We miss it now. We miss the yellow. We miss the way it feels. The animals miss it. We miss it. We miss what it does. We miss how it nurtures us. We miss all of that. And it's just, you have to look at it in a different way, because it's peace that we need to flourish on this planet, to nurture the seed of the soil, all of it. So I want to talk about the outline of the sun will appear. Outline of the sun will appear in a different sun. The colors of the yellow will move your soul as it feels as we are home again. So the outline is going to be an outline of the sun is going to be different. So the color of the yellow will move your soul as it feels we are home again. And it's just, I was referencing to that song in that process. Also, look to the night sky for a white light to disappear. At night, look to the night sky for the white light to disappear, going across. Look to the mountains for the dust to fall down upon your soul. Look to the mountains for the dust to fall down upon your soul. What type of dust is that going to be?
Mm-hmm. That lovely gold dust, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be part of everything. I can't put enough gold dust in my pictures on Instagram. Been doing it forever. It's just particles, 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 on everything. So
Someone's asking if the moon is at the white light.
no,
Separate from
that
the
is
moon.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, it is separate. Look to the mountains for the dust to fall down upon your soul. And they say the trees and the animals to tell you that the real sun has returned. Your animals are going to react to that because they are searching for it in a nourished way, and they need it, and they love it, and they value it, and the trees value it, and the plants, and the flowers, and the soil. We have to look to that to give us that response in nature that it's here, it's back, and it's returned.
Mm-hmm.
We need that nourishment again, to value it again. Because what kind of tomatoes did you get this spring? Because let me tell you, they sucked.
Yeah.
Okay. They were not.
Most of it sucked.
They were not. Okay. Cucumbers? Nope. Nope. Watermelon?
Oh,
Bounce
definitely
off the wall.
not.
Bounce off the wall. Oranges? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. What the heck are you eating? But you know what I'm saying? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
The tree that is seeded, and then it seeds us in the light, and it connects, like as the picture I have with Creator. It shows the tree, it shows the seed, it shows the sun, it shows the stars. All of that has to line back together again. We have to pay attention to what we miss, and we miss that sun. So stop with the timelines and get us back to that.
Yep.
So we can go on to another question.
Okay. Let's see. Someone was asking while you were talking about that. Do you happen to know what that light will be? It's not the moon, and it's not.
It's all, when I see it, there's an outline of a bluish around it,
Mm-hmm.
and then white in it. So something that's entering our atmosphere that needs to be here.
Okay.
And it's as we've talked about it, and I said this on the new clock, or humanity clock, that there a new star, a symbol, a seal, all of that is going to be implemented. Do I think it might be coincide with that? Yeah.
Right.
You know what I hear? Wow. You guys want to know? I hear it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Star of David.
Oh, okay.
Just the way it came in.
Thank you.
Wow. So they didn't give us the answer earlier. They just gave it to us.
Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Interesting. But yeah.
Yeah. Good to know.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, the things that we had before, we valued different, and we knew that those things nourished us, our bodies, our whole system, and now it's all been taken away.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get back to that.
Right. Alrighty. Speaking of those kinds of things, do you think a lot of us are going to be receiving our abilities soon?
I think they're already coming in. I think
With
it's
these
already
downloads?
happening. Yes, in the 30-minute knockouts, you call them, and the electrified feet,
Right.
and the and and not to say, guys, I don't get upset, but the women have been going through something that our awakening process of the female is there. Okay, I want to know if the guys are having any kind of process with that too. I would like to know, because we don't know, because we're
To hear
not
from the guys.
guys, and the
Right.
guys don't. Yeah, we'd like to know if you're getting any type of upgrade in that way, like
Mm-hmm.
us females are. That would be interesting,
Right.
because that uh, twin flame, all that stuff is just coming in a different way. So yes, they're there, because it's I want. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about something why they're talking about abilities. So I'm going to give you a little lesson on my intuitive class, and this is the thing. I want all of you to think in the right brain right now. Don't acknowledge the left right now. And as you ask yourself that question, are you getting information I want you just to imagine processing on the right side, and watch how that clearness, that um, easy process comes in, and then and that's why we don't acknowledge on the left side, because it brings an emotion, confusion, doubt on that process.
It does.
So that's the whole thing. I mean, when you ask yourself, well, if you're getting something, always think to yourself, right brain, right brain. And then that's where you want to know how my ability works. It just comes in across the right brain and goes right into it, and I don't put in doubt. You can't doubt what you're capable of doing. You're going into superhuman form, and this is where you need to start looking at things in a different way. So, with that note, we should bring up some stuff that's happening in January.
Sure.
Um, so, and I don't know, because when Spirit talked about putting things together as a huge group of a collective, and I'm working on it right now. It's going to be through Zoom, but getting people to understand and communicate. And I'm doing a basic level class because people have been asking for it, not the advanced. They need the basic stuff for understanding angelic communication in the frequency, how it comes in, how it's going to interpret, how the signs are going to present to you. That's going to be in a Zoom process, and it's going to be inexpensive. And I'm doing that because this is something that I want everybody to have. They all have the information. They all have it there. They all understand that they can tune into this. Just happens we have an intuitive question. But I want everybody to be able to listen to that frequency, pay attention, call that in. And that's the thing, when it does happen, people at their most weakest is, and then they call it in. And this is something, if you reside in it daily, and rely on it in a daily way. And this is not something of the 3D that you've heard over and over and over again in the same form, the same way. I mean, each person in that class is going to have their own experience, and they're going to share it in their own way. So this is kind of like a basic level situation, but it's definitely, I think it's a message, and people need it, of the heart.
Yeah.
They need that recognition of the heart. They need to understand that. And that's where we are going into, of feeling that light. That's where we're at,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they're showing us this is a presence that needs to be described, a presence that needs to be trusted. And we've had too much of the evil
Yeah.
trying to push that into us. So, bringing in this in a different way. And this is the thing about the angelics. There's so many pictures everywhere. You can get presence of them. You can ask them to show. That's the whole thing that's changing. So I think it's important at the basic level of understanding it, so you can interact with it. So it's important.
Right.
So it's just one of the things that are presenting.
Be coming up. We'll post when we know more, right?
Well, I mean, in that type of energy, that collective of that type of energy is emotional, and I think it's a great experience.
Yeah.
I think in the meditation group that I have, I'm in a different meditation group. They don't understand what's coming in a different meditation.
Yeah.
So, but it's coming soon here. So, because all the energy is changing, and what's being created in a different way. We're all this energy of telekinesis and empathic. It's just forming in a different way now.
Right.
It's not hard anymore. So that's good.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
So,
Okay. I don't know if there's any more questions.
I don't think so. And I think.
Let's see.
Looking for. Okay, there's the other one. So, we need to do.
Take a moment. Yeah.
For the children.
Moment for the children. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see.
You know what's funny is I still have not seen people do this, and I'm talking other YouTubers. Not one process of residing with honoring the kids or giving time to them. They can pray, but they just cannot think about them. Just give your last minute to them.
Yeah.
And nope, no acknowledgement in that. It's irritating. So we can hold our energy for a second before I start with the bell.
Yep. Okay, guys, if we can keep the chat quiet too for a bit. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. I felt different tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a disappointment. I haven't seen it, but there's just no acknowledgement for that. just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yep, I don't know. Well, at the end, we all know the truth,
Mhm.
who they serve and why, and it's important. But yeah, so I think that was all I had for tonight, and I wanted to do this on New Year's Eve because there's a lot of people that are not with family or anything like that, and on this Eve process of things. So
Mhm.
looking forward to the new leap
Yeah, it's a good word for it.
into the golden age on all of that. So everybody knows how to contact me.
Yep.
Text.
Yep.
And so those too.
There you go.
So, but you guys enjoy, and I'm going to say your time with your family. That's what I'm going to say because I don't celebrate that other word. So, spending a meal with your family. So, stay in the light. Don't forget to share the information and then links to the people on X as we need to get things going.
Right. We'll add it to the description box too.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys take care.
Yes. Thank
Have a
you.
good night. Stay in the light. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Night, guys.